the InnLink February In Touch Forum. This is Pam Walren. It's been a while since I've been with you, but I've recently come back into the marketing role and are excited to share with you today some information about the Marketing Tab in RESmatrix and how that can be used to measure marketing campaigns and to make your direct bookings more trackable and engaged. So I hope that you'll find this to be a very valuable session. All right, so we're going to talk today about the Marketing Tab in RESmatrix. And you may have seen this tab before, or you may not have. It has been enabled for some customers, but we have recently enabled this for all booking engine customers. So if you haven't seen it before, I think you'll find some very interesting things in there, and we're going to go through those. It is under the GM login for all booking engine customers. So hope that you'll find that there. And the three things that are in the Marketing Tab that we're going to cover are email setup and all of the emails that go with your reservation, booking engine reservations, web tracking, and my favorite part of it is the web tracking capabilities, so we'll certainly spend a little bit more time on that, and then third-party web tracking as well. So let's jump right in with email setup. The setup for email confirmations, cancellations, and modifications are under email setup. And you can actually customize those at the property level for each booking engine reservation. We also have pre-stay and post-stay email messages available, but you will have to have requested those for those to be shown in your email setup. So customer service can add those if you'd like them. The text on your email confirmations, cancellations, and modifications is all customizable, and with some HTML language, a lot of the other features are as well. And then pre-stay emails can be set for delivery before a guest arrives that's coming to your hotel. You can set it for any number of days except 0. 0 won't send one, but we recommend that a pre-stay email be set about 1 to 4 days before the guest arrives, and that a post-stay email be set for delivery 1 to 3 days after the guest departs. Let me show you how that impacts your confirmation. This is a standard confirmation in this picture in the right, and the greeting at the top can be customized. Now, your hotel name will be pulled out of RESmatrix, and that customization is already built into it. But there's some fairly standard text for the greeting at the top, and you can customize that to make it a little more unique to your hotel. You can also customize the picture. It currently pulls the first picture from your IDE. but you can change that as well. And your hotel contact information is put in there directly. So that you don't need to customize. That comes out of RESmatrix. And then I'll talk a little bit more about arrival guides and the information that comes for that. Arrival guides are available if you are within 30 miles of an arrival guide location, and it provides guests with information about your area and the things around your hotel to do. Some about the city and to do and see, and dining. Now, some arrival guides you might think would have hotel information, but obviously when we distribute an arrival guide for our properties, we have taken the hotel information, so there would never be competitive hotel information that would show up with the email setup or with your arrival guide. And you can see what locations are covered at www.arrivalguides.com. If you are within 30 miles of one of those locations in the city center, then your email confirmation will include a link to that location. So email setup, I'm going to go back just a little bit because the email setup in RESmatrix is written in HTML, and if you want to change colors or change the background or the font, you can do that in HTML. But even without an understanding of the HTML language, you can update the greeting and the comments that are included. You might want to put your GM's name in there, or some very specific information to make that more relevant to the guests that are arriving. So now we're going to move into what I think is the most exciting part of the Marketing Tab, and that is the web tracking capability. With web tracking, you can create a link for any web or email connection to your booking engine. So you can connect to a local CVB or tourist organization that might have a link and be recommending your hotel. As you send out email campaigns to prior guests, you can create a web tracking link and track the results of that. And if you do promotions from your website or in PPC advertising, you can also use that link. And there's minimal input required to get a tracking code. I've shown here the Create New Web Tracking selection, and all that you need to input are those few boxes. The name of the tracking code, when you want it to track, and it will begin about 20 minutes after you have input it until the date that you want it to stop. The total cost is really not required. It's a option if you have paid for the location in marketing that you're going to put that on, but it's not a required field. And you fill in those boxes and click Create, and it will give you a link, I'll show it to you, that will provide results for your marketing campaigns. And those results include hits, reservations, room nights, and revenue. So as a marketeer, the ability to know where my invested dollars are being most productive is very important and can help you focus your PPC money, your connections to most effectively track your marketing program results. And I want to talk a little bit about this Enable Redirect because you'll get a landing page connection or link that will be what you need to put on the email or on the web link that comes to RESmatrix to launch the booking engine. And if you, once you do that, then RESmatrix will track every connection that comes from that link into RESmatrix, and you'll get the number of hits, so the number of people that came to look at it, the number of bookings that resulted from it, the room nights and revenue for that campaign. And if you want to add specific room types, rate plans, or other specific information that is displayed from that link, you can add those to this URL as long as you put them before the tracking ID number. You can add those to make sure that the specials that you are offering are shown. The Enable Redirect button allows you to insert your own web landing page before the actual booking engine is displayed, and you just click Enable Redirect and put the landing page that you would want to show first, and then have that landing page then use the URL. So it's a very simple process to implement and set up in your web. This is what the tracking results look like. This is a test property that I've used, so you'll see there's a few campaigns that only have a small number of hits on my test property, but for each of those campaigns that are set up, this is the name that I gave it. This is the tracking ID that RESmatrix created and that is part of the link. Then it says when that was created and when I have the tracking of that scheduled to stop. And then, as I said, you get the number of hits, the number of reservations, the number of room nights, and the actual revenue that comes from each of those campaigns. So it's very comprehensive information and very easy to read. Now, I have used several different links here. You can, if you have, so I have a banner CVB and a local CVB. I wanted to track those at different times or for different promotions from the CVB, so I separated those out. But you can also, if you have a Valentine's promotion that you want to put in multiple places to link from that, and to track all of those multiple places, you can do that as well. So it's really what level of detail do you want to track at that determines how you set these up and how many are displayed. So So that's entirely your discretion. There is no limit on the number of tracking pages that you can have. So the final area of the Marketing tab is the third-party web tracking. And I hope that you're using analytics across your website, and I know that most of you are, but once you come off of your website, in many cases, you lose the ability to track. And with RESmatrix, you can continue tracking on those third-party tracking sites. The easiest to implement, and I think the one most widely used among our customers, is Google Analytics. And all that you need to do to install Google Analytics tracking is to put your Google Analytics account code into the external web tracking field right here next to Google, and press save, and it will begin providing your booking engine data to Google Analytics. Now there are quite a few other tracking codes. Omniture has some specific tracking codes and other external web tracking tools, and we can accept the HTML to establish communications from RESmatrix to those external tracking tools. And typically, an external tracking tool provider will give you that code directly, and you can copy and paste it right into RESmatrix, hit save. The parameters over here is the number of pages of the booking engine that you want to track. Some of you will have a 3 or a 4-page booking engine. Some will have 5, depending on add-ons. But you can track each page within that. So this is, for anybody who is tracking, gives you further in-depth information, all consolidated in your analytics directly from RESmatrix. So, as I said at the beginning, you should see the tab if you're a current InnLink booking engine customer. You should see the tab on the left-hand navigation in RESmatrix and know what is available. If you do not see it there, contact customer service and ask them to enable your property. We do recommend that it is applied to the GM role. If you have specific marketing roles, you might want to include it there, but it's probably not something if you've got specific front desk or other security that you would want to enable, but certainly at the GM level. There is no fee to enable and use the Marketing tab. It just gives you more ways to track your success in bringing customers to book direct with you and give you the information to know where your marketing dollars are most effectively being spent. So that's the overview that I have of the Marketing tab. I can take questions if there are any questions. I don't see any that have come in on the webinar chat function at this point in time, but I can take some if you have any. And if not, I do want to thank you for participating in our webinar today and tell you that in March we'll have an outside guest speaker who is Priceline, who will be completing and sharing what's new at Priceline in the March In Touch Forum, and that is scheduled on Tuesday, March 18th. So we look forward to hearing, sharing more with you then. Thank you, and make it a great day.